Hi guys. Hi. Hello. Hi guys. Hi.
Shush.
No.
Shame on you. Shush.
No. Hi.
Shame.
You're
Shame.
making me want to
No,
talk
no, no.
more.
Shame.
You're
Shame.
making me want to talk
Anyways.
more now. Hi.
Put it
Hi.
there.
So
That there.
these guys were not prepared, except for one. But he was like the student who came to class not doing his homework. But the teacher said, "I'm not gonna be looking at the homework today," and then said, "Whew, I didn't do it."
That was me.
So shame on them today. Beyond that, let's do a recap. So last time, the party was making their way out throughout the desert, right? They had just had a very big sort of discussion of like, hey, are we really with Buren or are we not? Who is, who isn't? Was cleared up. They're like, yeah, I don't think any of us are, but it doesn't really matter. Some of us are still not on good terms, right? So they're like, all right, we should get going, and hopefully we'll run into the Draconians eventually. While out and about, Den was like, hey, there's a river of flowing sand in front of us. We should probably like look for the bridge, because I'm pretty sure there's a bridge somewhere nearby. So he was like, all right, we should head down the river to find it. They didn't go far enough because Heron was like, hey, let's stop at 30 minutes. If we haven't found it yet, then we'll go with Falvin's plan, running across the river, which nearly got a couple people killed. And
It's
I
alright,
shamed
though. You didn't kill anyone, so it's fine.
It didn't, but I
I'm
still
okay.
shamed them.
I'm morally right.
No, he's not. Anyways, so then the party was kind of broken up a little bit. Den and Jess were further down the river and eventually ran into the bridge where they ran into one of the Draconians, who then brought them to their campsite that they were currently at. Gabe then ran into another set of Draconians, who then brought him along, and Falvin and Heron were found by another one, and they were all brought together at the camp. Falvin was having his own little panic attacks over in the corner about the helm, and then the Draconians were like, oh yeah, we know about the helm, it's been around for a long time.
You know about the helm?
He said that! And so then they were like, yeah, it's worn by this guy who always like comes back, and they always call it themselves the Mind. It's very annoying. They're always talking about the sword and how they want their sword back, but we don't have it, so we don't know what they want. It's probably somewhere out in the desert, and they're usually on a human. And then you guys are like, well, bad news, it's not on a human anymore. It's on a dray, and a very big dray. And then they were like, oh shit, we might be fucked. Thanks for the heads up, though. So
It's okay, though.
It's okay though, even though they're all fucked.
Is this the part where I say that I actually just cast Minor Illusion and Dominate Person on Mac, and I actually had the crown on the entire time?
Yeah, this is where you reveal your big plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But everyone was settling in for the night. Falvin was asking about a million questions per second, because that's how he is with
Why would I
old
not?
things.
Why would I
Because he realized, wait a minute, the Draconians have been around for what? 2 millennia? What?
Whoa!
So then he was like asking a bunch of questions, and then they were like, yeah, we'll answer your questions later once we're all like eating and stuff, because it's been a long day, and I'm sure that you guys are tired of traveling, so like rest your weary legs, and let yourself cool down a little bit from in the shade. Then late that night, well, you know what? Let's just open up to that. So late that night, let's go back. Let's open up there. So late that night.
Oh!
I like how he just now remembered. You, Heron, saw out from your camp, your little tent in the camp. You saw Den and Jess carrying Philip away out from the campsite itself. It's up to you what you want to do now, but I'm not gonna tell you if it's good, bad, or in between. This is completely your choice.
He doesn't have augury or rare.
Can I follow them?
You will
Stealthily.
roll a stealth check, and they're gonna roll just perception checks against you.
21.
21.
Yeah, doesn't got that. I know he has. Oh right, perception.
What's his modifier again? It's a plus
7.
For what?
for perception.
Time to look.
I don't have it on me all the time.
It's okay. I do.
Yeah, if you could pull that up for me, because I have the rolls here, and I know what.
Perception is +4.
You should have told him like 2 or 3 or 1 or maybe 2.
Well,
Yeah, yep.
while you
Don't
are,
worry.
trust me,
No.
you're not being not sneaky. You are.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just
It's just.
Den has cat eyes.
Why'd you make that character?
I don't know why
So-
I made that character. He's cool.
This is how I'm gonna describe it. So you're kind of trailing behind them, like making sure that you like kind of get behind a couple sloping dunes that are kind of coming into like the old city front, but just one sliver of light reflects off something, and Den's eyes, you can watch as his head turns, and like a cat, you know, when their eyes like dilate fully, you see like the reflection of his eyes, and you see that he like stares exactly where you were, and then he turns to Jess, and then he starts to walk over into your direction, and then after a little bit, he rounds the corner that you were just hiding behind and spots you, and he's just like, "Oh, hey,
Hey.
what's what are you doing?"
What are you doing?
Well, I asked you first, so what are you doing?
Well, but I asked second.
Well,
And
first
I
goes
asked-
first, Captain, General, Leader.
I was just out for a walk.
Why are you hiding, though?
Because that's what I do. Okay, now you asked the second question.
Well,
you have to answer my first one now.
what am I doing?
Yeah.
Playing a prank on Philip with Jess.
Can I help?
No, it's
Aw.
personal one. Come on. Me and Jess have been getting kind of buddy, and we're like, you know what, it would be really funny. It's an inside joke.
Have I
It's an
seen Den talk to Jess at all the entire time we've been?
do a wisdom quick. I'm just like trying
Yeah.
to see if you can remember this.
Wisdom. That's not too bad. 8.
Probably not.
Probably they've been. You
Okay,
know,
yeah,
you've
yeah,
had
no,
your own
yeah, no,
issues
yeah,
to worry
no,
about, so you
that's
can't
fine.
recall any instances if they were or weren't. So then he just, come on, this is me and Jess. You know, we've been getting close. We're kind of going buddy, and we're like,
What's the prank?
okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like drop them off in the desert, right? A little bit, not too far away, like maybe like a couple meters out, right?
Okay.
You know. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna dress up like we're like robbers. We're gonna come up. We're gonna spook the ever living crap out of him, right? And then we're gonna take it off. I'll be like, oh yeah, we got you. But you know, it's just kind of a personal thing, you know. Personal. It's a little personal joke.
Inside.
Yeah.
Because
Why would you even try? It's Den.
10, 11.
No, he's,
Nope.
he's just
He's
passive.
Modifiers higher than that.
Yeah, he's telling you the
Yeah.
truth. It's
Yeah.
it's an inside joke between him and Jess, and they just want to
Alright,
play it
I
on
guess.
Philip.
Well, if I wake up and Philip isn't here.
Oh no! We're gonna bring him right back. You know, just like
all right.
just pat him on
Y'all,
the back.
y'all have fun.
All right. He starts to walk away. Goes back up to Jess, and why don't you roll a perception check on Jess for me?
17.
Jess doesn't seem right. Like, she doesn't normally have purple scales.
Like lots of purple.
Lots of, like, her whole body is nearly covered in like her head, just purple
I get it.
scales with the black splotches that you normally have, but like all of her white scales have
Even
turned
her
purple.
hand?
Her hand is back to normal.
Sus.
Her hand is completely normal now, but all the scales are completely like purple.
That moment when you know more stuff than the other person.
The
I know a
moon
lot more
really
than I did
it has
last
some
session
weird lighting,
after
doesn't it?
planning with him. So.
I mean, I actually can't see any color right now. I see everything in gray at the moment.
Is that like a thing I would know that like then sees in black and white, or is that?
Well, it says night.
Night dark
Oh,
vision.
yeah,
Dark
okay.
vision. Yeah, you
Well,
would know.
Then
yeah.
I also have dark vision, so I would also see black and white.
Yeah, you would primarily, but like you also.
It's a
Colors
different
off,
shade.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different shade. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
he's clearly playing it off like he just
Yeah.
doesn't see it.
Makes sense.
Of course, you know these old cat eyes.
Yep, those cat eyes. All right, have a good one.
All right, yeah, you too. You sleep tight, General.
Done. We want to start going back.
All right, start to
Well.
head back, but
Once I'm in a place where I can like be hidden away, I'd like to go around a corner. Want to use disguise self and make myself look like Gabe.
Oh, you
All right.
motherfucker! Motherfucker!
all right, you disguise yourself as Gabe.
As Gabe. Does Gabe have like a cloak with a hood?
What? No, they don't.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Well, I'll be Gabe with a cloak.
A little conspicuous, but okay.
We'll just like
Yeah.
you know.
But you quickly cast and disguise self over your body, and you take on the look of Gabe if he had a cloak and hood. So what next?
And I wanna again try to taking a different route so that I'm not walking the exact same route, and try to find Dan and Jess.
Find them? Okay.
Yeah.
Roll an investigation then.
19.
You start to walk you make your way kind of around some of these like old like walls of the city, and kind of go in between like some of the like crumbling alleys, and pop back out around the outside, just like at a crest of a dune, right? So you kind of like slide back down, start to make your way over, and you can see like the trail that they've left behind as they're walking, and you start to trail behind. And
Stealthily.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you're gonna re-roll a new stealth for that, because you are
Yep.
taking on.
I'm different.
You are a different person now.
21.
His perception's not even that high.
Can I
Jess.
just also like take
No.
out, can I also just like take out my book? just,
Yeah.
Just to complete the look.
This time, Den doesn't see you, but Jess does. I like how it was a flip between the two.
Different person.
But like, Jess, like, just slowly turns her head into your direction and continues to like walk with Den, dragging Philip along with them. And then,
walk like a little bit angled, but still in their direction.
yeah. Then she like stops. She starts to walk towards you very slowly. And then she like, she's like maybe like, I'm gonna say about 60 feet away from you, right? She's like standing there. She takes the hand that is all better now and just waves it slowly at you, and then just grins.
I'm gonna.
And she's gonna roll a
write-
perception.
Write furiously.
Hi, Gabe. What you writing there?
Oh, just notes, just observing.
Seems like everyone's up pretty late tonight, huh?
Are they? I'm just I saw some people, so I just wanted to observe them.
Roll deception.
Does it change your voice?
No.
No, so that's why I said roll a deception.
Amazing. Is that another 18 or is that a 16? What is that, a 16?
It's a 16.
Okay,
on there.
21.
Like 21.
The deceiver.
It's Christmas.
She just nods. She goes, "Who are you watching?"
There's not very many people out there.
That's fair. Well,
How's your hand?
oh, it's a lot better now,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
as you can see.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Oh, well, Den helped.
Oh, Den.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll have to watch Den some.
Gabe, come closer to me.
Why?
I need to tell you something. It's a secret between you and me.
There's no one. How far is Den?
Den's like pretty close behind her, so.
Was Den also walking towards us, or?
No, he's like stopped. He's just like
Okay.
like acting like, well, what's going on? Why don't you come over here? I need to tell you a secret.
Why don't you come over here?
Well, because I don't want to climb up that dune.
That's valid. Be in the middle.
Okay, let's meet
Okay.
in the middle. She starts to walk. Then she stops about halfway and waits for you. and
I'll go down.
Out of sight of everybody.
she
There's no one else there.
quickly, she like puts an arm around you and kind of like leans you in close, and then she like turns her head, and then you see her eyes like shift completely in colors to like just this like blank white, and then she says, "Don't ever do that again, or we're gonna have an issue, okay?"
Oh yep. Never again.
I'm glad we had this talk, but if you do that again,
It was an honest mistake. I was just trying to help.
we'll tell Nephilim. And then their eyes go back to normal, and she's like, "Okay, good. You have a good night, Gabe."
Just to be clear, you're talking about the hand, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to double
Don't
check.
do that.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Okay.
You have a good night.
All right. Just like waiting for you to just leave.
Why would I leave? I'm watching.
There's nothing to watch here. Go on.
What do you mean? There's 3 people to watch.
Oh, this is a private thing, Gabe. You know. You understand. You know plenty about secrets, Gabe. You should leave. And her voice is different. It's like deep.
Like what?
They're gonna roll.
Like what secrets?
Nothing. Heron.
I run.
Got a natural 20 on it.
I'm gone.
Yeah, they don't
You
follow.
shouldn't
They don't
have
follow.
Oh, they don't follow, then it's fine.
Well,
If they do
they-
follow, it's different story. Because I created a monster.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of my monster. You know what?
Lily blinks in there.
Yeah, but Den can't fly.
That's true. That's true.
You don't know that. Maybe Dead can fly.
Den fly.
New spells, I guess.
But you make your way back. Just yeah. That happened.
I need to find Gabe.
Gabe's sleeping somewhere.
You
Can I
yeah,
try
you
and
could
find
go
Gabe?
and find.
Okay.
You know probably which tent he went to go rest in. So you run over and kind of.
Are there other people in the tent, or is it just him?
I was
It's
with
up to-
Ferdinand until the late evening, so you tell me what it is.
Well,
I
I'll say it's up to you if you went into like a private tent
I'm
or
in a
not.
tent with Ferdinand.
Okay.
Alright, Ferdinand's asleep
Yeah.
though.
Gabe kind of like,
You see yourself. Gabe, I know. Gabe. Oh, I didn't think this far ahead. Oh.
Gabe's gonna look over at Ferdinand, look over at you, stand up.
Come with me.
You just hear Ferdinand go.
It's
just
Ferdinand.
kinda-
Ferdinand's
yeah.
not waking up.
He just shuffles in his sleep, goes.
You're so handsome.
You're like outside the tent, but are you gonna?
Yeah, Gabe will kind of like follow and be like, Gabe's gonna just look at you.
You good? Oh, I'll drop you. Sorry. Don't worry about that.
Okay. I will.
Yeah. Okay. What was the name that they said in
Nephilim.
Nephilim?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Nephilim and are they a problem?
Who?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Have you been hanging out with Jess much after the hand thing? Because I didn't think you have. We were hanging a lot before. I think Philip's getting kidnapped. Sorry, there's a lot going on, and I'm kind of running out of order.
We should go help.
Yeah. By the way, Den fixed Jess's hand, and she's broken.
That's not normal.
Didn't think so. Anyways, they're gone-ish. They were leaving. I may have tried to be you to watch them. Not because they would see you, but if they did see you, it would be normal because it's you, because you're a bit, you know.
What did you mouth?
You know, you're a bit strange. No offense, but respectfully, you're weird.
Okay.
So I figured that it would be better to be you if I was doing something weird.
Right.
Anyway, we should go. Should we get Falvin?
We should probably get fouled. They would like to observe us too.
Let's go and Falvin.
I don't know where I am. I think I'm just sleeping.
Yeah, you're probably
fine.
sleeping.
What? What? Do you need me
Shut
to?
up, cover your mouth.
If you're gonna be that loud,
You like just a regular voice.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you see Lynn wakes up. She's just instantly, just
Okay, it's fine. Bring everybody. Come with me.
she's like,
We'll bring like a weapon or something.
I am the weapon.
Right.
Also, all of our weapons were on the ship. Remember?
Right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We're.
Wait. Okay. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on?
Philip's getting kidnapped,
Yeah.
The fuck?
What?
according to them.
Oh, okay.
Also, I think something's up with Gabe, but we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
Something's always up. Okay. That's my new consensus.
Yeah,
of everything.
let's go.
Okay.
Do we get everybody or just us? Like
Just us four.
Okay.
I don't want to bother waking
If
up
you guys,
people.
once you guys start to make your way back, you guys see Den, Jess, and Philip making their way back to the campsite. Philip's awake right now, and they're talking and sharing a laugh between each other. Like Den's clearly cracking a joke with Philip, and Philip's laughing pretty hard, and then Jess just kind of nodding, and then Den kind of sees everyone kind of gathered, and he just kind of waves. He's like,
detect thoughts time.
okay.
I swear, I got godded.
I don't need to detect thoughts first on you.
Is Jess purple? Still. Okay.
She still looks pretty purple.
Okay.
Detect thoughts first on you.
Yeah.
Gives him a
Cool. Surface thoughts.
Open their
panic.
notebook, start taking
Panic.
notes like he did a few minutes
what's
ago.
going on? Why is Jess purple? What happened to Philip?
Okay. Next, it's going to shift over to Den.
Den is just, oh, everyone's awake. Hi, hello.
Then it's going to shift over to Jess.
Static. Empty static.
Then it's going to shift over to what's his face?
Philip?
Philip.
Yeah, Philip. Yeah.
Philip's just like, what is going on?
Then it's going to shift back to Jess, and I'm going to probe deeper.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
That's what we're saying. It does nothing, and they know I tried.
Yeah. You see Jess just widens their eyes at you and just smiles. Just goes,
Falcon, are you doing your thing? Are you doing your thing, Falcon?
What thing?
The
you see her
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
comes
yeah.
up,
what are you getting?
completely normal, and
Yeah.
just starts to wave.
No.
What do you mean not? You're not. What do you mean
Like,
you're not getting?
the head. No thoughts, head empty.
Who? All of us?
No, just Jess. Everyone else is normal.
Okay.
Everyone roll perception on Jess and Philip specifically.
Can I use my passive or?
Yeah, you can use your passive. so-
Okay, can I roll and then check for my passive?
Yeah,
Okay.
roll and then check for your passive.
Just.
15.
15?
I'm
15.
gonna want to use that
Okay.
anyways. 1 second. Let me. Where's perception? Perception. Oh,
I'm not hot
24.
shit with rolls.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Alright. You all notice one of Philip's fingers doesn't look right. His left hand, it looks like there's like clearly a seam of like where it's been like looks like it got cut almost and then like put back on because there's like a little trickle of blood, and the same is on Jess but like less so. You can just see like some of like just like a faint line. They start to walk over towards you guys, and Den kind of just runs up and is just like, I guess you got everyone up today, huh?
Yep. I'll look at Jess. What is Jess looking at me?
She just goes,
Hey, Jess. Been a while.
yeah, it has. I mean, how have you been, General?
I'm going to mumble to myself real quick. A spell, detect poison and disease.
Okay.
Okay. I tried detecting poison disease. It's casting as an action.
Yeah.
So it's not a ritual right now.
Do a stealth for it under your breath for me, quick.
It still happens.
Yeah, no, it still happens. I just want to know if anyone else is going to notice this.
16.
Okay. Philip's just like, he just like sees you like whisper under his breath, and he's just, under your breath, he's just like, okay. He's just really confused right now. But yeah, Philip's a little been infected with something. I mean, you can't really tell exactly where the infection is per se, but there's definitely an infection there, and
I get
Jess and
to-
Den are just like a hot spot.
The spell says that I get to identify the kind of poisonous creature or disease in each case, but I don't know.
You wouldn't be able to know what this disease is. It is something completely new to you.
Okay.
It is beyond what you currently understand. Technically, yeah. So technically, you also pick up poison from heron.
I look at
Guess
Aaron.
a little. I mean, a little bit from you.
You're in a really toxic environment.
Everybody's
Everyone's
poisoned around here.
everyone's pretty, except Lynn. Lynn's the only one.
Whoa.
Lynn and you, A-okay. Lynn's out. Honestly, yeah.
I look at Lynn. I just thumbs up.
Lynn's just like confused. Just as Philip, and Philip goes and he's like, "Are we doing thumbs up? Is that what we're doing?"
I'm gonna look at her and So are we going back to bed then?
What
Jess
was-
is purple.
What's
Oh, you
the
went down.
what's the problem? I'm honestly so
How'd it go, Philip?
Oh, like the prank that they pulled on me. I mean, weird prank, but honestly kind of funny. It was a nice bonding exercise, like I guess. I've never done it. They said they've done it before. I don't know.
Lynn, do they take people out in the desert and pretend to rob them? Often?
Lynn's like, no.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no,
Jess.
that's a new one.
Did Den do that prank to you the other day?
What prank? This one? No.
But you woke up in the middle of the desert.
Again, that was something else. I presume that I slept
Sleepwalk.
walk.
Okay. Do you ever write it down?
Yeah, I guess we just go back to bed then.
Does the finger thing look purple? Or is it just that like the finger was cut?
Just looks like the finger was cut.
Okay.
Philip is green, by the way, so I mean,
Mm.
purple really wouldn't show up as well.
Yeah. Color theory artist, man.
It was only because Jess had a lot of white that color was appearing because she had no pigmentation there.
Well, everything seems fine. I mean,
Yeah,
purple,
I
but
must
that's
have-
not
must have
necessarily
misread
bad.
the situation.
How did that help your hand, by the way? I'm very
Well, you know, Den has magic.
right. Dan, could you teach me that spell?
Oh no, now that's a Buren thing. Buren taught me that one. I'm still like an apprentice with it. I just was like, let me just try it, you know.
Insight check. You see, I created a monster, but you see, I also created a monster to fight
Right
the
ahead, I
monster.
rolled
Created another
deception.
monster.
Ah, crap! I rolled
That
a
one's
2.
cocked. That one's
Haha,
cocked.
I
Okay,
rolled
it was-
over
it was-
a
it was
20.
cocked.
It was. He
That
said
was
it
for
was.
sure
He said it
cocked.
was.
No.
It was
Come
literally
on.
leaning up against the
He
wall.
said it was. He said it was.
Fine, you can re-roll, but
Teacher.
I already told you it's way past the 20 for deception.
I'll try, but I'm not gonna succeed. 21.
23.
Mm-mm.
God damn it.
Godspeed.
You did this.
You created a monster that I can use all I want. Yeah, no, he's telling you the truth. Yeah.
If everything is in order, General.
Yep.
If I
Yep,
roll,
everything's in
I
order.
get
Just go back to bed.
General?
Okay.
Good night. Gabe's gonna go back to the Ferdinand.
Ferdinand just like has rolled over onto your spot of the bed and just like splayed out sleeping. Lose your seat.
I lay down on the floor.
Move your feet, lose your seat down. Mm-hmm.
I take the blanket that I have from the tent that we constructed and I just kind of
I'm gonna sit awake for a while.
Philip is actually with you.
Of course.
Philip goes and like sits down. He's just like, that was weird.
They took Philip out of my tent.
Yeah.
That would explain why I saw it. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Philip just kind of like sits down in the tent. And he's just like, that was weird, right?
Very,
Yeah.
very, very weird. Are you all like tight?
I mean, like me and Den, I mean, like we talked and we hung out a little bit, and Jess, you know, we were kind of like with, you know, like this with Lawrence and all those guys.
All like super close, or just compared to like the rest of the
In
group?
comparison to like, you know, everyone else, we were just like, we bunked together a couple times.
Okay.
You know. That was.
So you don't have like a prank war going on with them, or anything?
No, not really. No.
No. Okay. So yeah, you just woke up and they pretended to rob you.
Well, wasn't that the prank? I guess.
Well, yeah,
that they had?
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that was the prank that they had.
Yeah.
It was a weird prank.
Yeah.
But you know what? Den's a weird guy, right?
Your hand okay?
I guess I cut it somewhere because, as you can see, it's like bleeding. But like I don't know where I cut it.
Yeah, you get that patched up. I think we don't have supplies.
No, you didn't. I mean, hopefully it'll be fine. Could always just try and lightning my fingers and hope to, you know,
Alright.
maybe that will fix it. I don't know. I'm not a medical professor here. You know.
Do we have a medicine guy? Are you a medicine guy?
I could be. I know a lot of stuff.
I am.
You're a medicine guy.
I'm a medicine guy.
But he's already said he doesn't want to. Whatever you did with Jess.
I didn't hear that.
No, he told you. Philip told you. He said, "Don't do that
Yeah,
to me."
I remember the
Oh,
last.
Philip did. Yes.
Yeah, Philip
I
did.
thought you were talking about the Jess thing.
No. Philip told you he
Right.
doesn't want that.
Yeah, I'm remembering the last time Gabe did medicine guy things.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
No, I actually have actual medicine though.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
I've shown it.
Oh, you have?
I took it out
Oh,
at
yeah,
one
you
point
did.
and like was waiting to
did.
heal people. And I helped Mac with his face.
And then
Yeah.
you did something to Jess, and now she's like this.
Yeah.
Let me get Falvin anyway. Who I know that thing or two. Are you good with that?
The guy seems.
Yeah. Okay.
I trust her a little more than Gabe doing that because I don't want my hand getting shriveled up and all.
I'll agree.
Falvin.
Hello?
Come with me. Come with me.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Phil's gonna cut on a second. Can you do medicine?
Sure.
Got like I don't know, like a
I can get proficiency in medicine.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do that and just get proficiency in medicine. Just
Get proficiency.
Just like-
get a proficiency.
yeah. And I use medicine.
Alright.
Do you have medicine?
I get proficiency in medicine.
Yeah, do you have a healer's
I
kit?
don't have a healer's kit.
Okay, well, if you don't have a healer's
like
kit,
a strip of cloth as a bandage.
Who does have a healer's kit?
Do you got like
You take a
like
knife
sewing-
out.
like a needle and some like I don't know, some thread that you can like something that you can like stitch my cut up with. You got like something like that? You know?
You have keen mind. You would know. Gabe has.
I would know that. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. I'm just going to like hustle over to your room and be all like, "Hey, can I have your
It's
med
weird.
kit?"
I'm gonna look at this sleeping Ferdinand. I'm gonna look at you. I'll kind of stand up and like walk out, so Ferdinand doesn't wake up. And then, you need my healer's kit?
Yeah, just real quick.
Is somebody hurt?
No, don't worry about it.
I saw them. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you saw it.
I got a handle. Don't worry. I know how to use it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm coming with you. We're gonna go together. Gabe's coming with you.
I don't think they're going to be very happy.
I'm just
Just
gonna make sure you're
just-
doing everything.
I know how to.
Okay.
Like, I can tell you what every single thing in here is and does if
Okay.
you want me to.
No, you'll just. Then I won't say anything. I'll just watch. Let's go. Gabe's coming.
Hi guys.
Good evening.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Gabe.
Here.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I
No,
be here?
I'll just have the med kit. I'll be the one doing this stuff.
Alright,
Okay.
alright.
Okay.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
that's
cool,
good. Alright.
And I go
Yeah.
to town on this thing.
I give you the
Alright.
help action.
Go
Gabe
ahead
is
and-
just over your shoulder, like, you probably should do that instead.
Go ahead and roll medicine.
Also, I'll cast guidance on you.
Okay.
Guidance and advantage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Advantage?
If he's helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
helping you, so. What's your plus with proficiency?
8.
Oh, yeah, because you're wisdom.
14. Do I get? Is it a medicine check?
Yeah, it's a medicine check.
Okay, just a straight up medicine check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a
So,
straight up medicine check. Just
14. That's 22.
do some good stitching, basically.
22.
22, yeah. You make a nice seamless stitch. It's not going to leave any scarring. Nice job.
Thank you.
Can I have that back?
He's like,
Here.
Thank you.
all right, cool. All right. Well, thanks for that. All right. Probably try and sleep.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah. All right.
Just letting you know, you might have a disease, but we'll discuss that tomorrow morning.
Well, what the fuck?
Yes. I don't think it's going to be very important, but I don't know what it is.
What?
I think that's
I
very
also,
important.
I also sense that you have poisoned him. I don't know why.
Who was?
What?
When did you do this?
Oh, when we were in that group, I was mumbling underneath my breath.
Do you also mention that literally everybody was poisoned, including the other two?
Yeah, the other two were poisoned as well as you two as well. But I don't know what that's all about.
It's probably just like a desert fever or something.
No.
If everybody's got it.
Why? Anyways,
if you're like used to
it's-
being out here.
I know that you two have
Hopefully
poisoned
it's
him.
just like a desert fever.
Yeah.
I know it's you two have poisoned him. He has the disease or whatever. So
you think
does,
it's like contagious?
no clue. Don't know what it
All-
is.
All of us have it.
Don't. You have like 3 things going on.
What?
What?
Yeah.
How many do I have?
How much? Was it just
It was
poison
just
of
the poison.
of his?
Yeah, just the poison.
Yeah, poison of Gabe's over here.
I have
That's
Gabe's
all.
poison?
Yeah.
No,
No, they're not the
It was
same.
his own poison.
Oh, you have some poison.
I have
in you
poison.
from
Do you
yourself.
think? Just intelligence, I
I
guess.
don't know.
Do you think a 14 would be high enough to start making connections here?
Yeah, you're
'Cause I-
making connections. You may not know
I
the whole
should-
picture, but you,
Right,
you
'cause-
got
Why would
you
I
got things
poison?
rolling in your head.
Because Gabe was like, wait, there were impurities
Do you
there,
know what kind it
and
is?
then that happened, and there's impurities here, and
Ah,
that
I'll ask him.
happened. So
Would I be?
Yeah,
Would
okay.
you
If
say?
that's
I
a-
would
if
be
you say
able
that's
to
high
detect
enough,
it?
that's
Yeah,
high
I'll
enough
say
for
that's
all.
high enough to start making like connections.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, would I be able to tell what kind of poison he had? Because you said it was his poison, but
I guess venom.
it's some sort of venom. Hey, I'm said that he can be in charge
Kind
of that.
of poison, poisonous creature, or disease. You identify the kind.
Yeah.
as a poisonous creature. So
Yes, you would identify the kind of poisonous
Yeah.
creature.
serpent.
That's yeah.
Serpent. Venomous.
Black
venomous
mamba.
Oh, you
even.
have some black mamba venom in you.
serpent. Well, he has the cobra too.
Yeah, it's probably from Cobra.
You okay? So you'd get Yuan T.
Oh, who's Yuan T?
Yeah, you don't know what a UNT is.
A snurson.
A snurse. But for you, it's just like that's not a normal venomous sort of serpent thing. That's some
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
funky stuff.
I just realized why mine ticked off too because of that one thing. that
Yeah.
I've never-
So you ticked off poisonous.
Yeah.
His is fungal.
Oh yeah, he also has some sort of fungal disease.
No.
Fungal poison.
Fungal. Yeah, fungal poison.
But like you're poisonous, not like you're poison.
Good.
And then you have both the poison from him and then the venom from him.
Wait, they.
no,
that's not true at all.
That's not true at
Oh,
all.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No,
No,
he
they
just has
have an
something-
unknown poison.
Oh, and
Ours
he has
are-
some unknown disease.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
an unknown disease. He has poison.
I
He has
have
venom, I
venom.
should say. He has poison.
Yeah. You-
Serpent fungal disease.
So you have some disease. I have no clue what it is. You have some sort of venom going on with you, probably from like a black mamba thing, and then you also have some sort of fungal. Do I know anything else other than fungal?
No.
disease?
Nah, it's
Poison.
just fungal.
Fungal poison going on with you. I don't know, but you exert like a poisonous like feel. Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns, and it's starting to get to you a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry.
They got that snake on the ship.
I don't know. You got some venom with you though, so you got some stuff to figure out. You also have some stuff to figure out. I think I don't know for sure.
I wonder what town it
Anyways,
is to.
you're the only one that's like the biggest mystery. I don't know what your thing is.
This is a possibility. So, when I was inspecting Jess after they woke up, their hand was hurting, and I inspected. I noticed some purple markings I thought might have been just natural, might not have been natural. She didn't know either, but just as precaution, I went to try and cure.
Nope,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going
no.
to. I'm not going to. But I did initially go to try and cure that. It seemed to cure whatever the thing was, but it also additionally did whatever happened to her hand.
Don't-
Perhaps the same thing that she has is the same thing you have. And my theory, off of what she hasn't melted yet. So, if she melts, it's a safe assumption that's the same thing as the place we went to? but she hasn't done that yet. So it might be something completely different.
If your hand starts turning purple, though, probably let us know.
I'll just probably chop it off.
That works too.
Yeah. You'll know.
Yeah.
You may want to do that if that is the thing you would like to do sooner, because when the dots were marking her, they were already spread. You wouldn't be able to just cut off your hands. You might have to cut off more.
I don't mind losing an arm. If it means I'm not going to be melting.
I don't know if that's what it is. It could be something completely different.
Give me a moment. I have a personal note for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I could also possibly cure you without that, but whatever happened to Jess would finish, and I don't know what that is. So, you probably don't want that. Chopping the hand off might be preferable for you, and that is fine.
Hey, Gabe,
Yes.
who's Nephilim?
I have no idea. You asked me already.
Insight.
Okay.
Detect poison.
Poison the same suspect.
Yeah. Then you would have. You'd known that they have. It's like what Philip has is similar to what was in the village.
Okay. Yeah.
It's basically like the same.
Oh, you
But
do
you
know
don't
it's
know.
the same?
I do know.
He
this
knows
thing.
it's the
because
same,
I
but he
used to
doesn't
spell
know
then.
what like disease it really is. He just knows whatever it is, it came from that village.
So now that I think about it, it's the same disease as what was in our village.
That's not good.
Anyone got a butcher's knife? I can chop my own fucking hand off.
No. I have
No?
a mace.
I might just as well bite it off. This will take a while.
Does anyone?
Do you think they have one in the village that we could?
Does your kid?
Maybe, I don't know, I've never been here. Gabe, you've been here.
I'm sure
do-
they
do
do.
you-
Yeah,
do
they
you-
definitely
I
do.
will go retrieve one.
Is there surgeon tools inside your med kit?
That's inside Ben's kit.
He does have that.
I know that.
Oh, I wonder what do the incisions look like on the finger? Were they easy to sew back shut?
Would we know Den has surgeon's tools?
Oh no, everybody's
No.
dead from that party.
You don't.
Oh,
you
no.
don't know.
Oh,
That
no.
was the last one.
Those are shapers too.
Yeah, those are Shaper's tools.
Den was the last one.
Yeah.
Gabe is going to. Did you want to do something with the check?
Oh, it was like a 12. I couldn't do anything. I have to do it before.
Yeah, I got 25. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
telling
yeah.
the truth. I'm gonna be like, I'll go get that for you.
You go kind of search around. One of the Draconians kind of like wake up because there's a lot of commotion kind of going on, and they're like, it is Zabud. He kind of comes up and he's like,
I could just hear
Gabriel,
from
what is
within.
going on? I heard a lot of commotion in the night.
I'm gonna look to make sure none of the other party are here. I am fairly concerned. It might be worthwhile that we get food and be on our way quickly. There seems to be a disease spreading amongst the party,
Ooh,
and it's the people melting one.
that's bad.
So I think we might not want to stick around very long just to keep you all safe.
Understood.
I do need a weapon that can be used to remove a hand.
That's serious.
I could try to remove the infection other ways, but they are not interested. They would rather remove the hand. So yes, it's that or possibly melt.
Have you tried to convince him that maybe not chopping his hand off would be better? You guys are going to be traveling 2 weeks, I've heard, and he could easily get an infection and die.
I'm planning on trying to convince him once more when the weapon's in front of him, so he has that
Would
realization.
you want me to come and help? I may not be much word to a stranger, but maybe if he sees someone more akin to him, he'll feel a little more accustomed to listening.
Perhaps, and you also. We trust each other, So maybe a show of that trust that we have will be helpful for him.
Sounds good. How big are we? Is it like the Ferdinand? Is he?
So a little smaller.
Okay. Wasn't sure if we needed to get something very large.
Yeah.
Zabud gets back to his tent and he pulls out a carving knife. It's pretty large. It's probably used to help like cut off a lot of flesh from like their hunts.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, this should do. We just sharpened it, so it should be a pretty clean cut if we use it correctly.
Alright. What's Den Jess doing during all this?
Well, you don't know.
Then okay, if they're not coming out, they're not coming out. I'm just curious.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Gabe is gonna go like once we have the thing. If nobody stops him, he's gonna go.
But what I'm gonna say is, in the shadows.
I can't. Oh, sorry. I'll wait. I was gonna
In
cast.
the shadows, cast by the starlight above, some cat's eyes reflect, but no one sees.
Once we're on our way back, I'm going to cast Aura of Purity. Which means
When you get back to us?
yes, which means nobody in a radius of 60 or in a radius of 30 feet, but in an area of 60 feet around us can get any infection. I'm going to recommend, at least until the situation is. Actually, do I want to do this? No, I'm not going to do it yet. But I am going to recommend that the leader of the Draconians make sure everybody is close so they can all keep an eye on each other.
That would be Pomonian. He's asleep right now, but you could. Zabud is just one who was awoken by the
I'll
Marcus.
have somebody that is awake, one of
Yeah.
the Draconians. I'll be like, keep this in mind. You may want to all keep an eye on each other, at least until the situation is more understood.
You see, Zabud goes and wakes up Quero. He's like, it's very important. I need you to do this for us. And he gets up and he's like, oh, what is it? And he tells him what he said. He's like, all right, I understood. And he kind of goes around to some of the other tents where the Draconians are, just like making sure they're aware of the situation.
Okay.
But Zabud goes with you.
Okay.
And gets back to the tent. Philip is just looking at his hands, he's gripping it, hoping that maybe if he stops most of the circulation, nothing bad will happen. He's just,
If I breathe cold on it, do you think that would help?
maybe try it.
Okay, I'll use,
Go for it. I don't care.
I'll use Breath of the Dragon.
I'm gonna lose this hand anyways.
Breath of the Dragon with cold, and just blast it. To roll damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
That's actually really helpful that you're doing
You
this.
get an automatic hit because he is allowing you to hit it. So
8 points of cold.
you see his hand kind of go. He's just like, oh, that's it. Definitely, definitely still have nerves there.
Okay.
Gabe is gonna kind of the guy is the hunter.
Yeah. He walks into the tent and he said, I heard what happened. Are you sure you want to go through with this? You are going to be traveling for several weeks, and it's a risk that you're running with infection. He's gonna try and roll persuasion.
Can I give advantage?
Yeah, you
Because
can
me
give
and me and Philip are kind of friends. And guidance, because I want to, yeah. So +4 or plus a D4.
Leave to yourself.
Yeah, I'm just kind of and then I'll kind of back him up after I cast it.
Rolled a 7 and a 3.
I should have done my own attempts.
Bill just kind of shakes his head and is like, no, I want it gone. I'd rather just have the whole hand gone. No, I could get a cool prosthetic, right?
Yeah. I'm
You've
sure.
already frozen the hand. I mean, I'm probably already got some damage there.
Yeah,
Might as well
yeah,
just
yeah,
cut it off
yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
That's your decision.
Have at it.
love this image. I don't know why. Just this douche feel crazy.
You're gonna have to roll it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Are you sure? Last option, last call. You can't go back once it's gone. And think about it with this right here. Is this really the decision you want to make? If it is, okay, I'm here to support you.
Roll persuasion. This session is so fun.
When we were walking back, I really thought you baited me into thinking they were up to something suspicious. and
This is
they were just
persuasion?
pranking Phil.
Persuasion?
Yeah. This
23.
Fuck it, do what you're gonna do with Jess.
Are you sure?
If that's the only other option.
I'm gonna stand a little further away then.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand outside the tent.
Yeah.
And look around.
Zabud also leaves the tent. It's just like as a privacy thing.
Yeah.
He's just
Look, can I just like scan?
yeah. Roll it.
Do I get the sense that I probably should leave? Because I don't care about violence.
It's not gonna be violent.
No, but
I know, but, like,
Phil's
that's-
just like
I
he's
feel
kind of
like-
like shooing everyone out. He's like,
This is a me and Gabe thing.
this is a video game thing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't want you guys. If I die, I don't want you to have that on
They
your
don't want us
conscience.
in the room when there's spreading disease.
Exactly.
It's not that it's violence. It's just like I feel like that fits in there. If violence does nothing for me, then I think I would just like
Alvin's just gonna.
sure, I'm vibing here.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. Phil's just like, let's go.
No, I leave.
Okay. Thank you for trusting me.
Times like this.
And
times
then,
not right.
how hurt is he looking?
Probably good.
He took 8 points of cold damage on his hand. His hand looks kind of like crinkled and like.
Frostbite.
Yeah, he's definitely got frostbite on it, but like, other than that, he looks fine. He's pretty tough. Like, it
Okay.
takes him like
Or
220 HP to get to just half.
So I'm going to ask you a question because I don't know how it's going to work. So I want to make sure to specify.
Yeah.
Because Gabe would know. Is this going to, is this going to be a thing where I have to cure all at once, including that, for this to happen? Like, for it to work? Or is it going to go all the way with one thing and then stop?
It will have to be all at once. 'Cause
Okay,
right
in that
now-
case, I'm going to have to deal some damage first.
That's okay.
Okay. I'm going
That's-
to look at him and be like, this is not going to feel good. It is, you'll be fine in the end, but it won't be painless.
I'm just thinking, he pulls out a crowbar, just go.
Sickening radiance.
I'm going to cast Mind Sliver a couple
Okay.
of times. So it's basically just kind of like, it's kind of like a mental drain where he's just kind of like, it's like,
I don't think
Yeah.
that's a drain.
That's more like he's like sitting there like
yeah, he's
having
like,
almost like
and like,
That's
it's
nightmares.
the worst fucking feeling.
It's like a
All
headache
the types
now.
of
It's
damage
a
are
really
like a
bad
headache.
headache.
Okay.
Psychic? Oh my god.
It's a bad headache, dude.
it's that or fire, so.
Just sets him on fire. Just
have
hears
me- just have me
Philip
beat him up a little
screaming.
bit.
No, this is nicer than that.
Why is he taking
Okay,
psychic?
once he looks like,
Mind Sliver on.
once he looks like
Because he needs
he's,
him hurt to do
I don't know
his
how many
thing.
hit points he has. Once he looks like it's gonna work, I'm gonna be like, okay,
Just, like, stab him a little
now I
bit.
can actually start.
At this point, Philip's just like, fuck. He's like, fucked.
I'm gonna kind of be
Stab
like,
him a little bit.
thank you.
Just.
And I wanna purify.
Okay. So,
You
Yeah,
let this happen.
I did.
You let this happen.
No,
Don't
I-
give me the dead
I'm-
look. Oh, Mason, you're so problematic.
Mason, so problematic, but you know what? I kind of like it.
Problematic.
Den didn't tell me to stop. He told
So
fake
bad.
Gabe to stop. Gabe wouldn't do this, but Gabe doesn't know.
Hydromatic.
Fun. Let's go into the description. So,
They're outside. They don't get one.
in this moment,
I thought you had
a shower of like gray light, right? Kind of like a grayish sort of like dusting kind of goes over Phil. As it like touches his skin, it starts to like, it's like a chemical burn begins. It's like a chemical reaction, and you just hear the sizzling and then like this smoke kind of billows off from him, and it's like huge red, and it starts to kind of pour out from the tent. And Philip kind of lets out like a kind of curdled scream as he kind of pulls back a little bit and starts to like his body seems like it doesn't know where to like pull and push itself anymore. It just his whole body convulsing, and after a couple minutes he like collapses to the ground, kind of writhing a little bit, still covered in this like kind of dark reddish smoke that just kind of billows off from him. And left behind is a man, a half-elven man. He has very long pointed ears, but his skin is like kind of a bronze coloration, and he kind of just sits there curled, trying his best to like catch his breath. And after a few moments, he like opens his eyes, and there are like these brilliant kind of silvery eyes. Like his irises are like a almost like so pale blue that they look metallic. And he kind of just sits up.
He's technically unconscious, but by the end of it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
he's only up for like a few moments, and then just kind of like falls backwards.
Good thing they're outside the tent,
Yeah,
right?
did this
Yeah.
make noise?
Oh yeah, he screamed,
Oh,
and then
right.
there's like billowing like red smoke coming out from the tent.
After the process concludes,
Wait, how long has this taken? Like,
Probably
it's
up-
pretty much instant.
It's pretty much instantly
okay,
just
since
happens.
the time I used the med kit, how long has it been?
I would say it's been a couple minutes.
Sounds good. So I still am a medical professional.
Gabe's going to come back out once they've seen what's happened. Like they're going to be out for a bit. Gabe's going to.
Like,
Oh,
And like it like messed up her hand.
oh yeah.
Hey,
Should we check out what happened?
Yeah.
Gabe's just. You saw Gabe kind of like.
Y'all good in there?
There's a lot of smoke.
What was the scream about?
You mind if I see and I try to get
I'm
fast?
holding a tray. I'm like.
I tried
Yes.
going fast.
I'm gonna be like, yeah. I push you in. You're going in if you're going in. I push you in and then I close it.
Can I as the general.
Yes, but I need to give you context. I've
What is
never
that?
done this before. On a tray.
Is he dead?
No, he's very alive.
What do you mean
And it
very
was successful.
alive?
But just understand, you're going to help me explain this to the other Dre.
Why me and not Falvin?
Because you're the general.
But we're not Bjorn anymore.
But the son will
Son.
still treat you with a modicum of respect.
Yeah, which one?
Good luck. And I'm pushing you inside too, and then I close it behind us.
Before that, we're gonna take a quick break.
Woo!
See you.
And we're back.
Hi
We're
guys
back.
again. Hi guys. Hi.
All right. No, to the DMCA. That's
I know, just 2 seconds of it.
Bet.
If anybody figures out what it is, there they go.
I don't want them to know this, okay?
No, it's just music. It's just
No,
2
no,
seconds of
just-
music.
Just,
Okay.
go.
Hi guys. Hi. Hi. Hi guys.
Hi.
So you guys enter into the tent.
Yeah, we
because
did.
Gabe pushed you in and was like, close this up so no one else can see, because what happened is kind of crazy, alright? So, what you two see in front of you is a half-elven man laying on the ground where Philip was originally.
Is he wearing clothes?
Yeah, Philip wore clothes.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
It may not
Just
fit him
making
much anymore, but
No, they're pretty baggy clothes,
Just
but
do,
like they're
cloak,
clothes.
cloak stretch pants.
sure. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
so.
Hey Gabe.
Mhm.
Hey Gabe.
Mhm.
Hey Gabe.
Hi,
Who's the half elf?
What you do?
that's Philip.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well,
So what'd you do?
And how did you do it?
the same way I removed rust from the knife. That was rust.
Is there like a teaching role or something like that?
Teaching role.
Like him trying to give off this information easily.
I guess do a.
You weren't there for the knife.
Give him wisdom. Give him a wisdom
Oh
thing.
yeah, you weren't there for the knife.
It makes more sense to him.
Oh
than it
yeah.
does to
You weren't there for the knife. You
So-
wouldn't know.
What knife?
So there was a rusty knife, and I brushed the rust off of it. This is like that.
Can you roll wisdom rolls to see if I understand?
You roll.
Fine.
To see
If
I
I-
explained it. If you don't understand, that's on you. Mr. Wisdom roll.
16 or something? Would 16 be good enough to understand this?
I mean, if you don't really have the context.
Do you understand
for it-
analogies?
Yeah, logically.
Well,
Yeah,
Like,
logically, if
I'm
you
pretty
understand it, you
wise.
understand. Like, if you understand that he's comparing Philip to a rusted knife, that's his comparison. That is the analogy being put here. It's that he saw it as rusted knife,
And I was able to brush the rust off the knife, and that is similar to brushing the rust.
and
That's-
now this is the knife without the rust.
So,
Oh, so you're saying he was a rusted knife, and now he's not a rusted knife.
No more rust.
so you're saying doing that returns something to its original form?
Very possible. That's what I would assume, but I don't know much. It could be something different. That's all I've seen, right? Or it could be just that there were impurities within, from what I understand. Some things like the powder. I'll take it out. This was mixed with something else. It was still its original form, it was just mixed. By using my magic, I was able to separate. So it doesn't necessarily
So
mean
you could separate two things,
Mhm.
and they would be in their plain state.
Yes.
How often can you do this?
I assume that used the fullest.
Yeah, that would use the fullest right now, so you would have to wait.
That would be how many? Yep. I can do it in a couple of days. It
Okay.
depends. It depends. If it is something very infused with something else, it takes a lot out of me to do. If it's something like the knife, I could do that again now.
But like this.
Like this, I could do it in a couple of days.
Huh. That's a lot of rust.
And you haven't done this before.
Not to a tray.
To something else? To another person?
Only for things like illness, not for anything. I've never seen something like this.
Hmm.
Theoretically, no matter what it is, it'd work the same.
What is it? Necromantic?
I don't know.
Well, the magic's not here anymore, so I can't really detect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
could do
can't
it
tell you.
again, and you could observe.
I could.
I would also want to observe.
Does anybody have something that might fall in the category of impure?
Do I have? I have bones. Will that do anything?
Other bones.
They're bones. Cool. I just got some bones.
Give them to me.
Bones.
Gonna take one.
Yeah.
What kind of bone?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, human bones.
They were human bones.
They're
They're
the ribs from the guy.
ribs. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
ribs.
going to go into my stuff. Take out a bottle of ink. Set it in the ink. Once it has some ink in it, I'll be able to separate that, and you guys can both observe.
Doesn't
Okay.
take much for ink to go on a bone because these are dried bones, so actually stain it pretty quickly.
When he's starting to do it, or before he starts doing it, I'd start doing. I'm like, can we wait a little bit? Just actually, no. I'm just going. Never mind. I'm going to just do my thing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
cast detect.
Yep.
Cool.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. Gabe's gonna do it again. This time with this, is it minimal?
Yeah, this is a minimal.
Okay. It's the damage type. I know what it is, but I actually don't know what it would be classified as magically. So
If it's
for
like
like
a spell or kind of magic, I don't know how.
it's not a spell.
It's-
Let me read this.
It is radiant damage.
yes,
But
magic type we haven't really talked about that.
For the duration,
kind of its
you
own-
sense the
Yeah, it's
essence
kind of
of
its own
magic
thing.
within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use the action with a saint to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic if any.
If
I mean,
so if it doesn't have a school.
It doesn't really have a
doesn't
school, so
if it was a school, it'd be transmutation and abjuration. But
Yeah,
if
but
it doesn't really have a school,
it doesn't
it's
really have a school, no. So
Actually, it's a
you just
school and
see
it
it
has a specific
kind of just
spell.
like, kind of.
There's a 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more like a.
Would it be
blank
like
sorta
I'd be able
aura.
to like tell like what type of magic though it is, like as in like draconian or elemental or something like that. Yeah, I don't know how you want to roll this. because that's
I
something
will
else that
say
added to
you
as well.
can tell that it is like it's not related to draconian. It's not related to elemental magic. It's more like the old kind of, maybe like it's like an offshoot almost, but it's like old school kind of magic that hasn't seen a resurgence in a long time. That is, it's also branching out on its own. Like it's kind of its own thing, but also some connections.
So it's like this is the old one, right? On a branching tree of magic styles. All the other ones went this way. This one just kind of, there was no connection. It just was like,
yeah, it kind of just appeared. There's like no like clear definition, but there's a clear like, almost like these are similar, but there's no connection that you can make where it's like, why? How would that have made that
Yeah,
magic?
so okay. And it's not anything related to like druidic or anything like that, because I would know stuff about that too.
No,
Not really.
no.
Awesome. Well, that's weird.
what do you look like right now?
Fascinated, curious, hungry.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I got nothing. It's just like, you're weird.
I've been told.
Yeah. That's
You
what I
are
got.
too.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're weird too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're weird too.
He is weird.
You guys do
Huh?
hear a commotion kind of outside of the tent because it did scream pretty loud, so a lot of people are starting to wake up, and the Draconians are just
Your
like,
call.
kind of like, you can hear them being like,
Oh, goddamn.
like saying like, you know, you can't come into the tent right now, you know, and stuff like that. Like we understand that you know it's one of your people, but we gotta you know keep there's like a possible viral infection going on and stuff like that. So like you can just hear the kind of like that chatter, and then some will like you hear like Lynn being like, bullshit. I need to make sure that like you know nobody's hurt.
I'm gonna grab your arm and be like, we're going now. and then I'm going to. Unless you have something to say.
If you're trying to pull me out, I don't want to leave.
I'm like, we have to address this.
I want to see you do this to somebody.
Okay, we can do that, but not right now.
Right.
So let's go address the situation.
Right. So I was in favor of just cutting the hand off.
Right? And now?
So you're the one that did this, so you can explain it.
Part of the prerequisite to coming in the tent was that you were going to help Sub.
Did I agree to that, or did you just pull me in?
No, you agreed.
Did I agree? I don't remember.
There was no agreement.
What,
I'm gaslighting you.
Yeah, he's just gaslighting you at this point.
Do you want to, if you don't remember,
I don't.
do you want me to make a deception?
Yes.
Okay.
I 4.
What?
4.
You got a 4?
Important. 4.
Okay. Then you roll against me.
More than 4.
By how much?
14.
I'm fine, but I want you to help me.
You start to just hear more kind of arguments starting to break out. Just kind of, it's mainly like Lynn is clearly upset.
Please, before there's some
like, you can hear like Ferdinand like he's like very confused and a little worried, like just kind of like.
My head out.
Everything's
fine.
you just see Lynn turn to you and go, bullshit!
Roll deception.
I'm casting guidance on you.
Okay. You gonna pop your head out and say everything's fine too? Or is that gonna make things worse?
No, that's gonna make things so much worse.
Alright, roll your. What'd you get?
Not very well.
I have something I can do, but it's gonna make things worse long term, so I'm not gonna do it.
She's fucking furious with you. She's like, stop fucking lying to me. Tell me what happened to Philip. Now, or else I'm going to make sure you don't see him tomorrow morning. All of you.
I'm in the tent still. I'm just behind. I'm not with him. I'm letting him take the brunt
she's,
of this.
she's just like pointing at everybody at this point. She's pissed. And Ferdinand kind of walks over. He's like, what happened to Philip?
I'm gonna close the tent. Disguise self. Old Phil.
I was gonna do something so similar.
I'm gonna look at you.
Gabe's gonna like look at you like.
Yes, no.
Okay, maybe we should just be honest. I'm going to let me undo
The
that.
Draconians
Undo
are
that. Undo that.
they're like
Undo
kind
that.
of keep like Lynn like back, and she's like
Okay.
pushing them. She's like
Together. Okay,
she's
I'm
like,
gonna grab
I
your
don't care
hands.
who the fuck you are. I need to make sure that they're not killing someone that I.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab their hand and I'm gonna like step out with them and I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. We will absolutely explain everything, but please let us explain first, and then you can go and see everything. Please. I'm being very truthful. This is Gabe's honest face.
On his face.
She doesn't believe you.
Okay.
She's like, I don't care.
Okay.
And she starts walking. She's like not even like giving you a.
Do I
chance.
make it a persuasion then?
No,
Oh.
she's not even paying attention to you now. She thinks you guys are all in on this bullshit that he's trying to peddle. Cause she's like, he lied, bold-faced to me. Clearly something's wrong with Philip, and you're covering for him. You guys are all fucked in my book.
Okay.
Can I try to push? Is she like about to go?
Yeah, she's.
Can I push her?
Yeah, you can
And can I stunning strike it?
go right ahead.
Oh no!
Attack.
Okay, am I able? Let me read stunning strike
Well-
to see if I can do it on a non-damaging attack.
Well, you'll still have to make an.
I'll still have to make an attack
yeah,
roll.
You'll have to make an attack roll.
Because it's like I don't want to hurt her, but I just want to
Yeah.
just hit somewhere that'll stop her.
Yeah.
You know.
She just be like, Philip's not in here. What are you? Where is Philip now?
That could be worse.
Is it possible that I can do something before
Well,
he
I
does
mean,
that?
we'll explain it to her, but
I know, but just understand that.
Is it possible that I can do something before he does the stunning strike?
Go ahead and tell me what you want to do.
Command.
You can.
To
if
stop
you,
him?
You can
I'll
try.
just be like, hey, please stop. And it's Hulk. Wisdom save.
What she had to beat?
16.
She beat that
She beat
flat. Not even with her wisdom's modifier. She beat that flat. She just looks at you and she's like, "Shut up! I don't want to hear a word out of you. We don't even know really who the fuck you are. All of you. This has gone on long enough. You are weird. You just came out of nowhere. You have been lying this whole time."
Here, go on in,
So-
and then can we
I'm
explain?
gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just,
Jake's
just,
gonna be
just
like,
just
trying
like
to placate,
hand
and then
out like
Yeah.
like push. So to hit is 18 or something.
That will hit.
Yeah, so that's con save.
What she have to beat?
13.
She beat that flat.
Okay.
she's just you
Here.
and
Yeah.
she's just like,
here, go in. Gabe's gonna just like be like, go in here, and then we'll explain to you in there if you would like. After, please just don't fight in the middle of everything right now. There's a lot going on, and we need to figure it out. So please, I understand. Go in, and we'll explain.
she goes in. She's,
And I'm going to step in and be like, you stay out. And Gabe's
You
gonna
say
come.
stay out or stay
You
in?
stay out.
Okay.
And then Gabe's gonna come in and be like, okay, now it's. They were sick. Philip was sick, and so we had to make sure they weren't going to be sick anymore. They were sick with this contagion, and so I did the same thing I did to Jess with Philip's permission. Then this happened. That is Philip. And when they wake up, if you don't trust me, I fully understand. When they wake up, ask them, ask anything Philip would know.
do it in second. She doesn't believe you, but
I mean, do I have to make persuasion?
make a persuasion.
Because I am being truthful,
Yeah, no,
but I
she's-
understand.
She's just right now. She doesn't believe a word you guys are telling her. She's just like, he's.
Well, that's 9.
Everyone's being bullshit right now.
I got a
Jeez.
9. So
She's just like, no, you did
Okay.
something.
what would you like me to do? I
Well,
understand.
would first off like you to tell me what is going on. Why are you guys lying to us?
We're not. I'm sorry.
So
Well,
we're-
he
you're not-
lied.
Well, right now we're not lying.
Well, you're not in this.
are you outside the tent doing this? Because I
I-
closed the tent with both of you outside and said, "Don't
Did
do
you
that."
ever leave?
Oh,
Did
I
you
don't
come
think I
out?
ever
You
leave.
never left the tent.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I was
well,
kind of
then-
there.
Then you're
like-
just kind of there.
Oh, then
Okay.
you
Fine.
you wouldn't have been able to do the command then.
Yeah,
You would have been.
It's just a
Line of
word.
sight.
It's a line of sight and.
Well,
If
the,
he
the
were
tent was
outside the
closed,
tent.
so he wouldn't have been
You
able
had to
to.
have been outside.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I
yeah,
didn't do it
yeah,
then.
Yeah, you would have to been outside the tent for.
Okay, sounds good. I didn't do it then.
Okay, yeah, no, she looks at you and is like, forget everything before that because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wasn't in. She's like, well, what are you doing in here?
I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Same as
Having the ability to have brain powers. Long story short, they went to me to try figuring out what was wrong, and so I discovered that it was a very similar disease as to what was in the village that we passed by with all the melting people. And so we were trying to figure out what to do, and the options were to either cut off his hand or to try figuring out Gabe's magic over here, and he chose Gabe's magic.
I understand that you don't believe us, but at the very least, can you wait until they wake up and then ask them what you want, and then you can decide what you want to do from there. If you want, if you don't think Philip is here right now, you can look for him. But I
Understand that you're all on thin ice with me right now, and I really want to kill you all in a bloodthirst crazed, but I'm gonna restrain myself and go back to bed because I've been woken up separate, maybe 3 separate times already, and I can't deal with this. I don't trust a single one of you. He's not the general. You're not the leader, and I don't trust you, not even a bit anymore.
That's okay. I understand.
If that's not Philip, I'm killing you first.
And if it is, I hope you trust me more.
You better.
Good. Have a good night. I hope you sleep well. And if you wake up in the middle of the desert, it's a prank. Maybe. But not by us. Dan is pulling a prank.
Wow.
Why
So,
would you
don't
add
blame us.
that?
I'm gonna go.
Good.
Lynn
Wow.
walks out, like throws
Okay,
open the
can you
tent
just say to
curtain.
someone?
Well, I was like, I didn't want them to blame us
Some
if
of
they
the
get woken
other-
up a fourth time.
Some of the other draconians are like kind of like looking to you like, is everything like
Oh,
settled?
there's shadows somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look at the others, and I'm going to be like,
Ferdinand's like, okay, and Trent's just like, what's going on? What? What?
and who's the third one? There's more, right? Or
Yeah, there's Jess. Jess awake, and she just kind of walks over. And is just like, I got woken up. What's going on?
I'm sorry about what
Ben's not up there.
Philip, from what I understand, Falbin did some magic, and we found out Philip was sick. We also found out Philip was sick with the same illness at the place we came to. But Philip is fine now. Philip is stable. Previously, when Jess was also sick, also, we should probably talk about that at some point, Jess, because it seems that you're probably in a pretty dangerous spot right now.
I'm fine now, Gabe, but you shouldn't have done
What do you mean? They were sick.
that. Let's just talk about it.
Okay.
But I think you need to bring it down a little bit for Ned. He's remember.
Right. Ferdinand. Philip's okay. Philip's resting, and in the morning, Philip's gonna look different, but Philip will talk to you and they'll share all the same stories. Philip's just very tired.
Jed's like, sniffer, cat teeth maybe? Does he got any teeth? Can I go see?
I'll tell you what, as soon as Philip's awake, I'll let you know, and you can go see Philip for yourself.
He just runs off.
Away?
He runs to the tent. He's gonna try and get in.
Can I
to
try and-
immediately try and see if Philip has new teeth.
You know what? This is gonna be an honesty situation, so I'm gonna be like, okay, and I'm just gonna follow him in.
Trent just like kind
I'm
of.
still
He
just
doesn't
hiding
even
here.
open the tent. He just like squeezes underneath it and just
I,
like
like-
gets in.
I
he's
go.
like he's like looking around. He like crawls over like Philip's sleeping body. He's like, "Where's Philip?"
That's
You're funny, Gabe. You're funny, Gabe.
No, he's being
seriously,
serious.
where is he?
I'm sorry.
He goes over. He opens up Philip's mouth. he's
Don't
like,
take Philip's teeth, but you can look at them. Do they look similar?
you got new ones. He's like grabbing at one. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah. No.
Trent, please not right now.
Fire.
He screws off.
Good point.
Back underneath. He like squeezes back underneath the tent. Just gets out.
Have a good night. I'm gonna walk back out.
Trent's the easiest to just be like, as long as there's teeth, he's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna step back out. Who's out still? Ferdinand
Jess is just comforting Ferdinand walking back to the tent, and just quickly gets you,
I'm gonna wait to see if she comes back. Gabe's gonna be like,
and then she keeps walking. But the other Draconians are just like,
Gabe's gonna talk to one of the Draconians and be like, we should still move out as soon as possible because it seems that 2 people are thoroughly infected with whatever this is. But we know it is curable now, or at least we suspect it is. It doesn't look like there's any signs of the infection left in Philip. Also, I'm gonna go to like whichever Draconian like kind of knows the most that's awake right now.
Pomonian.
I'm gonna go to Pomonian and be like, so I purified one of the Dre, as you've seen me do before. They turned into a half elf. Do you know why that is? I said half elf.
Oh, I thought you said halfling.
No.
I like that.
Kind of looks around, and he starts to walk away from the camp, like kind of far out, And he kind of like looks to the other draconians, just kind of like nods to them, like gives them some signs to just like keep everything calm while I'm gone. I need to talk with Gabe. He's gonna roll a perception check quick. Kind of just gives a quick glance around, and then he just kind of like leans into you and he's like, well, the thing is that Dre, unlike draconians, are originally humanoids before the procedures, and then they go through a transformation to become Dre. Draconians are born the way we are, right? That's how you've been able to treat us, because we may have some corruption of the magic, but our bodies are made of that. That is what we are at our base. There is nothing more on top of that. But Dre, at their base, are a different being, and then they are made into what they are.
That will help me explain some things to the Dre. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know. That makes a lot of sense.
You should have put up something like a silence something if you could.
I actually didn't think they would have time to scream.
Understandable.
I haven't done something like this, so...
No, that's understandable. But next time, that's a good idea.
Also, Lynn, she was the one that was all...
Yeah.
She would have seen that the necklace was still on. But she might have been too angry to know at
She
the
was
time,
too
but after
angry.
sleeping
Yeah.
on it, she might.
She was too angry to know at the time, because she's just like fired up. Like,
yeah, no, I totally get it. But like, in the
No,
morning,
she'll
maybe
be
she'll
like-
be like,
she'll probably be back at the tent, just like, you know, like, there, just like watching over, and just be like, I guess that is, like, yeah, wears the same clothes, has the necklace, like, even has all the same stuff in his bag as
Right.
Philip, so I guess it is Philip. I don't know who else it could be.
well, after talking with them, and promoting, I'll take that advice for the future, and then I will go sleep with Philip to make sure he's okay, because this is my responsibility now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of go. Are you like creepily standing over him again?
No, I'm somewhere outside
Okay.
hiding.
All right, then I will go back.
I'm just gonna walk out of the tent and be like, "Hi guys."
Thamonian just kind of waits. It's like, well, it seems like everyone's been up pretty late tonight.
Yes, I would recommend sleeping in groups and maybe even just make sure there's no signs of purple scales.
Understood. Well, we'll make sure to keep an eye out for that. Rest of you, make sure you get your restful eyes.
So, you said everybody in the town had this.
Yes.
Didn't they all act as sort of one?
Hmm.
What was her name?
Jess?
Thank you. Jess is acting weird. They weren't that mean before.
She has the disease too, right? I would have to check that.
And she
Yeah.
had the static.
Yeah, she has
Yeah,
the
the
disease
static
and
brain.
she has static brain.
She has static brain syndrome.
Trying to remember, did the people in the village also have static brain?
They did. They had a static to their brain.
You know, the people in the village also have static brain problem.
Chronic static brain.
Chronic static brain. I like the idea. I have a scientific name for it now.
Like, I call it static brain syndrome.
They had static brain syndrome as well. The people in the village.
Have you run into it before?
That's the first time I've ever seen this thing.
Oh, I see. I'm going to be talking to Jess at some point soon, I believe, because She said she wanted to not talk to me, and I think she's going to have something important to say.
Okay.
But if I start acting weird or have weird purpley bits, probably a bad sign.
I'd say that's fair for anyone.
Yeah, makes sense.
Has just come out.
Jess is already out. She's been standing by her tent the whole time, just watching you.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like look. Well, I'm gonna go speak to Jess now. See you shortly.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I don't know where the general is. Jess?
Yeah. She looks to you and she just says, "You shouldn't have done that. Now get in the tent. You don't have a choice."
I step in the tent.
She walks in and then closes the tent quickly behind her. She like turns around and she says, "Never again. Don't ever do that again. Understand? Okay? May have been confused once, but now I know this is for sure you, Gabe. We'll tell Nephilim. We're in contact with him currently. We're trying to make a treaty, and you're making it very hard for us to understand why we would want to make this treaty with him."
I am sorry. I did not realize at all. Gabe looks like they're like shaken as fuck because after that was the hint, and now it's like, oh no.
Her eyes, by the way, are pure glazed over white right now as she's talking with you.
Right. I swear I won't do it again. I just didn't understand the situation. Would you be able to explain it to me? I won't do it again regardless, whether or not you want to. That's fine.
Take
I'm
my
so
hand.
sorry.
Take my hand.
Okay.
We're not going to meld you in. And then
They meld me in.
no, she's going to do she's gonna do telepathy with you. So she's gonna start telling you everything in telepathy. So she's like, so the voice completely flips. It sounds like hundreds of voices now speaking in unison.
Okay.
And then they're like, "We are a unison of flesh and soul. We are one in this movement. Unlike Nephilim, who takes souls from around him and creates individuals, we take souls from around us and make an individual of singularity, not individuals separately. We take people, bring them towards us. We meld them into us. Their mind's still there. They're still them. But they're not them. Understood? An ego is gone. Only the central is left, connected. Nephilim has been talking with us, and we want to join up with him. He says he has information that would be very useful for us. Potentially others like us out there. We are able to join as one. We may be able to continue our plan of unison."
I see. Well, I would like to again apologize. I didn't at all realize the significance. If I can help at all. I am Nephilim's, and I will do all I can to help it. Aid whatever Nephilim wishes.
And I suggest that you restrain from further purifications in this manner for a time being. We want to get to Mar. And it's hard to do that when there are a lot of people trying to take you out. And we don't need another enemy.
Well, now you have an ally.
Understood?
Understood.
And then just like lets go of your hand and says, "I'm glad we could get to this understanding, Gabe."
Yes, very good talk. I'll be going then.
You will not be joining Philip anymore, but I cannot say about the rest.
Of course, do what you need to do.
Have a good night, Gabe.
And you too, Jess.
As you walk out, you do see Den is like in between some of the tents. Like his eyes are like watching you, and you just see his hand kind of waves.
He's gonna kind of like.
Right next to it.
Looks you.
We're both hiding at the same hour.
Yeah.
You're just gonna kind of like. Are you still way by the tent?
You told me to.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Gives him kind of come back and be like, well, I'm all good.
What are you guys talking about?
I mean, really surprisingly little. It turned out to be mostly Ferdinand. I asked them some questions. They said they were feeling fine, at least for now. I mean, we can keep an eye out, but I think it's the best we can do. If I were to do this again, I don't know.
Deception insight.
Yeah, deception insight, for sure.
You are dang
That's
lucky
so
right
funny.
there.
It would have been a 21.
Technically. Oh wait, 21 you said?
Literally got a yeah.
Yeah, I got a nat one right there.
Oh, man.
Full
Okay.
truth.
Sounds good.
Well, I'll let you know if anything changes.
Okay.
But have a good evening. If you want to stay here, you're welcome to. I'm going to be watching over Philip until they wake. So.
And you're sure that Jess is okay? Her eyes are glazed over, and she has the disease too.
She absolutely has the disease. It's undeniable. But I can only take her word until if she starts dying or something. I mean, we can try and help. But right now I'm drained anyway, so there's little I could do, even if I wanted to.
Okay, so we can be certain that what she said was what she meant to say? After all, if I remember right, the disease, it caused people to all kind of just act together as one being.
I don't think we can be certain of anything. Be sure to keep an eye out, but I don't think we can do very much in the situation, so an eye out is the best we can do.
Okay, time to talk about it in the morning.
Alright. Is Den still watching me?
Yeah, you can see Den still watching you.
Do I get it?
Do I
get
see
a-
Den watching?
You just see cat eyes in the alley, kind of watching.
Also, Den also is
I mean,
infected.
we can keep an eye out. There's no easily noticeable signs
I
without
just
scales.
find it weird that he's watching.
You
He
kind of
just does that. You haven't been around him. He does that. He's just kind of everywhere. That's kind of his thing.
Okay.
Do I get a look of approval? Okay. Well, I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah, I probably should sleep.
Or,
too.
well, yeah, watch over. Are you gonna go in the tent or are you going to
I
your
go
own?
into the yeah.
Okay.
I go to sleep.
We're gonna take a step away from you guys. So, we're gonna talk about Delphire.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Delphire. Yeah, we're
Ooh,
gonna talk
wait,
about
what?
Delphire.
I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't
And
know
I'm
what
gonna-
happened to him.
I'm gonna talk about what's happening with him currently.
I get to learn now.
So,
This was one of the mysteries from the night.
I'm gonna have you guys do some rolls as well, but just I'm gonna be mainly talking, right? So, Delphire kind of reawakens after having been knocked out. He's like unable to understand like exactly what happened in that moment, but he remembers the fire elemental like was talking to him and it was saying that it was upset with him, that it wasn't, his plan was not going fast enough, that he was slow and he needed it to go faster. And then he said, in the very moment, I've found someone else. And then just like that, the whole caravan erupted into flames. He's not out in the sand in a charred caravan. He's in what looks like a giant cellar. And not one that would be by the Dragon Lords. He's seen those before. This one is... It's almost older than he could ever remember. Something beyond his age. And there's a drip. The sound of something like water dripping down and trickling. And as his eyes adjust, he sees a small candle out kind of further away from where he is. Its light is blue and it just illuminates things softly. And I want someone to roll a perception for Delphire.
Is it based on our own stats or no?
No, it's my own stats that I
Okay, you can
have
go
for
ahead.
Delphire, but I will take into consideration what you guys roll.
3.
He don't know this much.
His eyes are unable to. They're just sting. It's almost like he's been like partially blinded by the explosion of fire that he was in, and his eyes are still trying to adjust. And he kind of just like moves, and he realizes that he's tied to a pillar, like one that goes kind of way up and into these like large kind of arching pathways that go to other pillars that just he can barely make out from the darkness. And then he sees a figure standing before the flame, and there's these curled horns and then like softly glowing red eyes, and then the figure goes down onto all fours and starts to like slowly move up towards him. And then as it gets closer to him, he can finally start to make out its features, and he can see this crimson red skin and these forked tongue that kind of flicks out, and then it kind of stops and crouches right at the edge of his vision, and then it starts to speak to him, and it says, "Sir, the Master would like to see you if you're fully awake." Delphire is kind of like shaking his head a little bit, just like, he says to himself, I must be dead. He's like, "Oh no, far from it, sir. We made sure that you were safe. After all, we wouldn't want you to die. Come now, come follow me." And the creature kind of hobbles up closer, and this impish, fiendish creature kind of comes up and undoes the bindings around Delphire. And he says, "The Master has been waiting many sunrises for you to awaken. He's begun to be very pleased to see that you have recovered well." And it kind of hobbles off back into the shadows, and then a large cellar door kind of creaks open, and the flooding of this like fire light, just like this beautiful reds and yellows kind of fills the whole room. And at the very edge of the door, this little fiend kind of motions and says, go on, go see the Master." Someone give him an insight check. This is gonna be you.
17.
He's kind of looking more so, and his eyes start to adjust, and he realizes that he's in some deep. He realizes who the Master is. He recognizes the cadence of speech of this impish creature. He's seen it once before, when he was very young, but it said the same thing to him. The Master will be pleased. Delphire slowly walks over to the cellar door and starts to make his way up the staircase that leads up out of it. From behind, he can kind of feel the presence of that fiend still following close, kind of hobbling its way along. Eventually, he makes his way into a large hallway as he pushes open this huge ornate door. and he can look to his left, and there's these huge windows with the starlight streaming in. And he starts to walk slowly along, kind of looking at each one, and you can see these beautiful, like picturesque, like stained glass sort of drawing, like depictions. There's one of a great man with like a red crimson cape and a moon, and he's just like, oh, what? And he keeps walking, and then he sees another one, and it's of a fiend like bowing down to the same figure, now with a sword in his hands, and he kind of stops for a moment, and he looks, and he's like, I know that sword, I've seen it before, and he keeps walking, and the next one is of a dragon, and the figure like with the sword pointed to the dragon, and then another. This one very different from the rest of them. The figure's gone. Now it is a new one. They have scales all across their face and yellow eyes, and they stand there, and it's almost like they're revered in a way. Almost like they are a companion, like the sense is a companion to this other figure. And then he gets to the end of the hall, and the fiend kind of goes up to the door, grabs this large knocker, and then he waits for a moment, and he says, "The master is ready too." He pushes open the door, and in this room is a large study, walls and walls of books, and you can see these beautifully ornate marble tables with all kinds of artifacts just laid across them. To his right, there's a huge fireplace with a roaring flame, and then almost like a throne seated in front of it with these sharp points all across the top, and in it you can just barely make out the figure of someone sitting there. And then the door behind him closes, and then the figure reaches over and grabs a gold chalice off of a marble table. He says, Delphi, it's so nice to see you once again. Please, will you not pour me a drink? Make a wisdom save.
Your turn.
6.
Suddenly, Delphire has no control over his body, and he stiffens, and he starts to walk over to this large case. He cracks it open, and some dust kind of flies off from it. He grabs a bottle and pulls it off from the shelf, walks over and pulls the cork out. And as he does, this strong scent of iron hits his nose, and he starts to pour it in, and then he stops and sets it down, and then the figure gently just sort of shakes the glass and brings it up to his nose, and he says, "I do love that aroma. You know, I've had that sitting there for, better part of a century now. It's a perfect occasion for that." He says, "Please take a seat," and points to a seat right next to the large throne, and without able to contest against it, goes and sits down, and he just now notices his clothing are different too. They're very ornate, fine fabrics, this velvet on, and he doesn't have his sword. And he kind of panics for a moment, and he says, no, don't you worry about your sword. I have kept it very much in good condition for once you are ready, tell me, what do you think of the humans? And Delphire stammers for a moment. I don't know what you mean by. He says, no. You don't understand. You're not one of them, and you never will be. You have a bigger purpose now. No, in fact, you've always had a bigger purpose. You vie for their freedom, yes, but eventually you will understand that is something that cannot be achieved. And the figure kind of looks over to Delphire, these sharp, angular features, but with these beautiful crimson eyes, hair perfectly slicked back, and it's like jet black. His skin is like almost like snow. It's so pale. And he has long nails that are perfectly kept. He says, I know who you are, of course. I oversaw your creation. And he's like, creation? I don't know. Oh, no need to be so wary. Delphire, I know all about you. I helped make you. You are, after all, the body. He stands up and he walks over to a corner and he grabs the sword that Delphire has and he says, understand this, Delphire. This is going to be the final cycle. And then he hands him the sword, just lays it in his lap. And Delphire, for some reason, doesn't understand what is happening, but for some reason he knows that his words are true. What he is saying is true. This is going to be the end of it all. This is the final one. He says, Delphire, without even thinking, says, yeah, I understand. He says, good. It will awaken at the right time, and soon it will be the right time. But let's have our fun and watch them fight one last time before it all comes to a halt. That's where I'm going to end it.
Damn. Now we know what they're up to.
Oh, that's what you think. You don't even know.
No, I don't.